Hello everybody, welcome to episode 6 of Master the Ukulele with me, JJ Riordan. So far in this series we have covered a number of chords. We've covered C, A minor, F, G, E minor and D. We've looked at some song accompaniment. We started our first song in our last lesson, which was Justin Timberlake's Can't Stop the Feeling. And we've also started working on our first strumming pattern, which is a down, down, up, down, up pattern. So just before we get going with this lesson, we're just going to check the tuning on our instrument before we get started so that everything sounds correct, and we'll take things from there. Okay, so your ukulele has 4 strings. The top string, or the one closest to your chest, is G. The next string down is C. The next one after that is E. And the top string, the one closest to the floor, is A. Okay, so just to recap what we learned in our last lesson, we're going to do a very simple exercise which uses 4 chords. We're going to do C, A minor, F, and G with our new strumming pattern. So the new strumming pattern is down, down, up, down, up. And what I would like for us to do now, and grab your ukulele so that you can play along here, is we're going to run through the 4 chords C, A minor, F, and G, and each chord is going to get 2 rounds of our strumming pattern. So each chord is going to get down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, before we switch to the next chord. So I'm going to count to 4. I'm going to leave the 4 chords in one of the chords here. So in order, we're going to play C, A minor, F, and G. 2 rounds of the strumming pattern for each. So do your best to keep up. We're going to start at a slower pace after 1, 2, 3, and C. Here comes A minor. Strum on C. Very well done if you were able to play along with me there at home. So we're going to do that one more time. We're going to up the tempo a little bit, so we're going to go a hair faster. Same chord progression after 1, 2, 3, and C. A minor. Okay, again, very well done if you were able to play along. So something that I wanted to get into in this lesson is correct strumming technique. So again, this isn't a one-size-fits-all situation, but I'm sure at this point a few of you at home might be struggling with how to actually strum your ukuleles. So depending on the person, some might find that they enjoy playing with their fingernails, some might enjoy playing with a pick. So we're going to go through a few of those options right now with our strumming pattern in mind. First things first is a lot of you might be playing with one of these. This is a plectrum or a pick. It's a small triangular piece of plastic that we use to actually hit the strings. So to hold a pick correctly, if I can catch this on camera, that'd be fantastic. You are going to hold the tip of your pick here. On the point, you're going to basically put your right thumb or your strumming thumb behind it and your index finger over the top, and that is the correct way to hold a pick. So that when your hand is engaged, the point or the nib of the pick is going to be hitting the strings. And you want to be striking the strings just over the sound hole here, or in this general area where the fretboard just comes down to meet the sound hole. That's where the strings have their most resonance. Now, picks have pros and cons depending on the player and depending on the style of music that you're playing. It's a very bright sound, it's a louder sound, and there's a lot more treble, so it's not as warm sounding. But again, if amplitude and ease of playing and ease on your fingers is what you're looking for, then a pick might be the way to go for you. Just to play through a strumming pattern, that strumming pattern on those 4 chords, just so you can hear what a pick sounds like on a ukulele. After 1, 2, 3, and... Personally, I prefer to use my fingers to play the ukulele. It just feels a bit more natural, and I prefer the sound personally. It's just a warmer sound. So what I like to use is I like to use my index and middle fingers, but more particularly the fingernails, to actually strike the strings on the way down. So you've got a kind of a nice curled finger, everything is nice and relaxed, but as you strike your hand downwards, your middle finger and index finger are contacting the strings on the nail. And on the way back up, I use the pad of my index finger just to strike the strings as it pulls back up. So what you're left with is a warmer sound. But again, it's personal preference, and this is a very personal thing, whether you prefer to play with a pick or your fingers. Others I've seen use their thumb. So I guess that would work inversely. It would be your thumb pad on the way down and the nail on the way back up. And it's always a smooth motion, so it'd be a kind of a fluid motion with the thumb. So again, a lot of personal preference here. So there you have 3 different ways of approaching strumming your ukulele. You can pick with a plectrum or a pick. You can use your middle finger and index finger, as is my preferred style, or you can use your thumb. They would be the 3 kind of ways that I would see most often with ukulele players. Now, and let's do another strumming exercise. So again, take your time to go through those 3 options. You can use a pick, you can use your index and middle fingers, or you can use your thumb. Find what's comfortable. So I received a comment on a recent video asking me to go through transitioning between the chords D and E minor. So thank you very much for your comment. We're actually going to do that right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to start on E minor. We're going to do a strumming exercise. So that same strumming pattern of down, down, up, down, up. And every 2 patterns, we're going to cycle from E minor to D and back to E minor and back and forth. So we'll do 2 of each. So starting on E minor after 1, 2, 3, and D, E minor, D. Let's do 2 more of each. E minor, D, Thank you very much for that comment. If you at home have any comments, or if you'd like to see anything demonstrated here on Master the Ukulele, please feel free to fire into the comment section below and leave a question or a message, and I will definitely check those out. For this week's song, I've chosen a song that is relatively simple in terms of chords. It uses only 2 chords, D and G. But it also uses our new strumming pattern, and it ups the tempo a little bit in comparison to Can't Stop the Feeling by Justin Timberlake. So we're going to do a song originally by Modern English. Now I am doing the Bowling for Soup version of the song I Melt With You. So we're going to take this section by section, Again, it's relatively easy here on the ukulele once you get into your strumming pattern and your two chords D and G. So let's try this. We're going straight into verse 1, which starts on a D, and the tempo of this tune is something like this. 1, 2, 3, and down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, switch, down, up, down, up, down. And it maintains this throughout. Okay, so let's try it. We're going to go straight into this after 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and moving forward using all my breath. D. Being friends with you was never second best. I saw the world crashing all around your face, never really knowing it was always mesh and lace. That's the verse. Let's go for the chorus. In terms of the chorus, everything on the ukulele stays the same. The only thing that changes is the vocal melody and the lyrics. So we're going to go in on D after 1, 2, 3, and I'll stop the world and melt with you. You've seen the difference and it's getting better all the time. There's nothing you and I won't do. I'll stop the world and melt with you. That is all there really is to I Melt With You by Bowling for Soup's version of I Melt With You by Modern English. So, with that all said and done, I'm going to put it up on the screen here. Please play along at home and enjoy I'll Melt With You by Bowling for Soup, originally by Modern English. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, D. Verse 1. Moving forward using all my breath. Being friends with you was never second best. I saw the world crashing all around your face, never really knowing it was always mesh and lace. I'll stop the world and melt with you. You've seen the difference and it's getting better all the time. There's nothing you and I won't do. I'll stop the world and melt with you. Here comes verse 2, and I dream of better lives, the kind which never hates, trapped in a state of imaginary grace. And I made a pilgrimage to save this human race, never comprehending this race has long gone by. I'll stop the world and melt with you. You've seen the difference and it's getting better all the time. There's nothing you and I won't do. I'll stop the world and melt with you. Second chorus. I'll stop the world and melt with you. I've seen some changes and it's getting better all the time. There's nothing you and I won't do. I'll stop the world and melt with you. Then the outro. I'll stop the world and melt with you. There's 4 of these. I'll stop the world and melt with you. I'll stop the world and melt with you. I'll stop the world and melt with you. And we're going to finish on a single D. There you go. That is your second tune here on Master the Ukulele. I Melt With You by Bowling for Soup, originally by Modern English. So I hope that you enjoyed episode 6 of Master the Ukulele. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you liked the video and subscribed to the channel for more. There is a new episode of Master the Ukulele every Sunday evening Irish time at 8 p.m. So that's 8 p.m. GMT. And yeah, enjoy the music. I will look forward to seeing you on our next lesson next week. Alright, enjoy the playing, keep practicing, and I will see you then. Bye now.